Well, hello from Jim Houchins, founder of Traveling Mercies RV Ministry. I wanted to give you an update on the ministry activity. Really, for the last 2 years, I failed to give an update last year for the 2022 season. When I returned from my trip in the fall, there was so much activity, so many things that needed to be done, and so much catching up to do. I just didn't find time to do it. So I apologize for that. But this now is the end of 2023. 2022, I did a shorter segment than I had in previous years. Part of it due to my finances, and part of it due to just my personal plans to stop and visit relatives and so on the way. I had wanted to go to Alaska one more time before I get too old, and I just don't see how I'm going to fit that into the schedule. So this last year was pretty much a duplicate of the previous year in terms of my itinerary. I had quite a bit of mechanical problems with my truck and trailer, some expensive repairs that had to be done to the truck. It's got 381,000 miles on it now. The trailer, I had some damage on both the left and right side caused by blowouts. When those steel belted radials come apart, the steel belt flops around and tears up the side of the trailer. So I had an insurance claim that was never settled. The insurance company just kind of went to sleep and didn't send a adjuster out to look at the damage, and I had difficulty finding a place to get it repaired. I couldn't find anybody that wanted to bid on it, so I just let it slide. So now this year, I did find a place to get it repaired, and they made a bid, which I submitted to the insurance company, and they accepted it and wrote me a check. And then when I went to schedule the repair, they backed out of the deal and said, we don't want to do it. And so you can't take the low bid on a job when the low bidder doesn't want to do the work. So I had to find another bidder, and I was able to find, accidentally blundered into somebody in Cincinnati who submitted a bid which was somewhat higher than the first bid. Insurance company accepted that bid, and they paid, but not the right number. They refused to pay for the shipping charges for the parts, saying that those are usually inaccurate. So they just shorted me about $400, and there's not much I can do about it. They know I'm not going to hire an attorney for $400, so I just got cheated. Anyway, the time I think has come for me to stop traveling around the country at my age. I'm 84, and if I continued for another season at age 85, I think I'd be pushing my luck wandering around the country alone, dragging a 10,000-pound travel trailer. So I decided it was time to retire the trailer. I sold it, got my asking price quite quickly, and then the truck is up for sale, but so far I've got no offers on it. They think I'm asking too much money considering how many miles it has on it, but that engine is tight, it doesn't burn oil, and I've always taken very good care of it, changed the oil every 3,000 miles. It doesn't burn any oil, don't ever have to add any between changes, and so it's in very good condition, practically looks like new. I had it detailed and it looks great. So ministry has been catch and catch can. After COVID, so many places that I was working with had diminished, and most of it is just one-on-one ministry and people I engage as I travel, which has always been my purpose anyway. I don't minister in church as much. I minister everywhere else. Quick shops, gas stations, RV parks, and the like. I talk to people, tell them about Jesus, and we get into a conversation. So that's what I've been doing for 23 years since I retired. This is my 23rd year in full-time ministry. Back in about, I think it was 2005, 2006, somewhere in there, shortly after I was ordained, I got involved with the Billy Graham Rapid Response Team as a chaplain, went through a lot of training for crisis ministry, and I was deployed a couple of times into crisis areas. Didn't fit in well with my ministry, and I discontinued working with them. But I have great respect for the Billy Graham organization. Everything they do very well, and their training is excellent. So the other thing that I've always done, I've been involved in the Civil Air Patrol, which is the Air Force Auxiliary, as a pilot. Did a lot of search and rescue, inland search and rescue for the Air Force. And then I kind of just went inactive for a while after my wife died. I don't know why I didn't pick up flying again, but all of a sudden the thought struck me, well, I need to renew my pilot's license and get back into Civil Air Patrol activity. And I was working on that, and then the thought occurred to me, I'm an ordained minister, I could be a chaplain. They have a shortage of chaplains, and so I went through the process of qualifying for the chaplaincy, which is controlled by the Air Force. The requirements are the same as regular Air Force, and it took 2 years to jump through all the hoops that they require you to jump through. That was part of the 2 years of too many things to do simultaneously. But I did get my appointment to the chaplain corps in 2019, and end of the year, just before COVID hit. Everything ground to a screeching halt for 2 years, and so I was supposed to be mentored by another experienced chaplain, and that never got done. So now, for the last year and a half, I've been working as a chaplain, and finding it to be, an interesting assignment. I am enjoying it a lot. And so I think my flying days have come to an end. I'm having trouble with the aeromedical people who say they want me to take a special check ride before they would reissue my medical certificate. And I don't think I'm going to make it. So I think, like most people in their mid-80s, they're saying it's time to stop flying airplanes and maybe fly drones or model airplanes or something. I'm working on getting my drone license. So the ministry will not be coming to an end. I'm going to continue to do local ministry here in Florida, get more involved in local church activities and some of the other ministries that I've worked with in the past. In the winter months, it was ineffective because I was here for 6 months and then I would leave for 6 months and there was no continuity. Now there will be continuity. So the other thing that happened was, as I returned in October, I found that my home church here in the local area in Florida, Freedom Church of the Palm Beaches, had lost their lease, was unable to find a suitable place to meet, and had stopped meeting, and they pretty much had most of the people were going to other churches in the area. And so I set about taking on a project to find a place to meet, and made a deal with a couple of local churches to use their facilities. So we're going to be back meeting, but we're not sure how many people we're going to have involved. If we can't keep the church going, I will probably become a member of the Trinity International Church here, which I've attended for about 5 or 6 years at their Saturday night service. They suspended the Saturday night service during COVID, and they haven't resumed it. So it's the place I've been going on Sunday mornings in lieu of Freedom Church. So that's kind of in a transition right now. I'm kind of bummed about Freedom Church. The men's group, which I still lead, is meeting in my house here, right where I'm sitting. And I have room for about 6 or 8 people. And if we go back to our original complement, there wouldn't be room for us here. And I don't have enough parking they won't let you park on the grass or on the streets. You have to park in the driveway here. So I have room for maybe 5 or 6 cars maximum. That's pretty much a nutshell of what's going on with me. I'm still healthy, don't ever get sick. I think I'm walking in divine health and healing. Not everything works as good as it used to, but that's kind of part of the package you get when you get into your 80s. You know, unless something catastrophic happens, I expect to continue doing ministry for another 10 years, and we'll see how that goes. So feel free to contact me if you have questions or suggestions. There's still expenses due to the ministry to keep the website up and the registrations, and for traveling costs. I will continue to travel, but by either airplane or driving, depending on where it is. I still have people that I want to work with in other states, and I still have relatives and classmates that I like to visit. So I'm not going to be done traveling. I would like to go back to Israel, and I think if things settle down a little bit there, I'll be seeing if I can book a group tour to see some of the things that I have not seen. There's a lot of stuff to look at in Israel, and most of the commercial tours cover the same things that I've already seen. So I want to see something different, and I'm looking for something that fits that requirement. So again, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday. Looking forward to the new year and new activities. So signing off, that's Jim Houchins, Traveling Mercies RV Ministry.